Hey guys, welcome back. I'm doing some more art today, another graffiti piece. So let's get right into it here. First lines, as usual, one letter at a time, so that way I can adjust the proportion. I've noticed that a lot of graffiti artists make pieces with extra segments and bars hanging off. And I don't necessarily want to copy what other people are doing, but I like the idea and I want to figure out how to make it my own. So I actually felt like this piece overall was pretty same in a lot of ways to a lot of stuff. You know, it's got edges, it's got breaks in it, it's got extra bars and segments, and I even put some arrows in it here in a minute. So I guess this one was about me kind of just getting comfortable with making something standard and just applying the knowledge that I have to try to make something that was, I guess, like technically good, or to practice the technical elements and practice the steps, right? But also making something that looks nice. Because sometimes I get stuck in the worrying about making something look unique because I'm trying to find my style or whatever it is. And, you know, I don't need to be unique every time. You know, I can practice and I can get better at things that I've seen before. So, you know, yes, I made this piece, but all the ideas came from very traditional things. So I really, you know, felt like this one was more like homework than a passion piece, right? So I'm making some pretty straight lines here to make it easy on myself, and I'm kind of just thinking about certain technical rules with this piece. Mostly what I'm trying to do in this part is make it look more interesting than just the outline by adding extra components and overlapping and segments and things like and I always get uncomfortable when I'm adding extra stuff that's not a part of the letters. I don't really know why, because, you know, maybe to me it doesn't feel like it fits. It doesn't flow with it the way that I see from other art pieces. I don't know. I'm trying to branch out and add more elements. Like, some artists I watch have so many elements that it's hard to discern where the letters are, but it still looks really cool. Now, am I able to kind of figure out where all the extra bars should be? No, not really. I have to kind of figure that out on my own. I'm trying to slowly add that to my technique, while also kind of sticking to my usual form here. And what I'm adding right now is kind of like the inner lip of it, so it looks like the inside of these letters is kind of recessed in. I'm only shading in that kind of like top part where you would see the ledge, and then the fill-in will go underneath that, and it'll look like it'll be like filled with something, goo, whatever, I don't know, not necessarily any specific fluid. Hey, buddy. Ended up having to put some like top lines on where so that I can see where to cut off the shadows, and because what I ended up doing really is I made a couple different layers of outlines so that I could move them all so that everything would be in perspective the correct way, like mathematically or whatever, I don't know. That way I don't have to redraw every line. So I had to erase a lot to help not get lost in the sauce and erase the wrong thing. I had these little gray lines to show where the original outlines went. So, like, you know, it looked really busy and crazy at first, and then once all the extra stuff got pulled away, it looked a lot cleaner and more understandable. I ended up using a very similar technique to make the blocks 3D. But instead of distorting the outlines I had before, I just shifted them and then filled in the lines that would connect the two layers together to actually make it 3D. And it's kind of the same process. I just shade in where the underside, I guess, would be. And then I end up erasing all that other stuff. Well, actually, I don't even have to erase it because this layer is underneath. So that was really cool. I didn't have to do a whole lot of erasing on that layer. I did a bit because it showed through my texture. Unfortunately, that's one problem I have, is sometimes I don't take proper steps to make sure my layers have the right amount of stuff in them, and then my textures end up being a little see-through by accident. Oops, you know, gotta fix it at some point, and I fixed it by kind of just erasing lines. And then it took a while to really figure out how I wanted the block part and the inside part to interact, because I kind of understood like this was not a perfect perspective that I had going here, because like what I'm trying to say is I did it wrong, and I kind of realized it around this time, and I said screw it, here we go. I just basically got the perspective wrong, and that's why it's important to do your practice and your homework so that you understand when things do not turn out exactly the way they're meant to. But I'm hoping that by the end of this, I pulled it together to make it look right enough to where no one will notice my mistakes, or you know, I'll just try again next time. This reminded me a lot of when I was taking art class in high school. We had all these assignments, and that's the class where I kind of really learned to trust the process, you know what I mean? And when you do that, the mistakes kind of either make themselves very obvious or they kind of go away, and trusting the process will help fix a lot of things. Now, even if my finished product has a glaring mistake in it, I can still be kind of proud of the other parts of it and learn from it and move on to the next one and just get this one done and over with. I don't necessarily have to worry about fixing every little thing every single time. I just kind of added a nice little fun background. You know, it's pretty much done at that point. Thanks again for watching all the way to the end. That's the final piece right there. I got an ad for you, and then I'm going to show you the final piece. Thank you. Have a great one. Thank you for watching all the way to the end. Please come through to my website at www.thic216.com. All my favorite designs are there. Come through to my Instagram where I have all of my published works, only bangers on my Instagram. My Redbubble page features all of my best designs on some wonderful merch. All kinds of clothing, mouse pads, hats, anything you can think of. Shower curtains, stickers, laptop cases, phone cases. Here I am displaying a nice hoodie, classic design, a pillow. Who could do without a pillow? Nobody. Everyone needs a pillow. Very soft. We've also got prints. Any kind of print you could want. Posters, metal prints, framed prints. We've got zipper bags, zipper pouches. Put every pencil, every pen you've ever had in there. Mouse pad, desk pad, game mats. Anything you could think of. I've even got a bath mat and a shower curtain. Also come through to my TikTok, small videos there, and then my YouTube for all my full-length videos, and Fiverr if you want me to make art for you. Thanks again for watching all the way to the end of the video. Here's the final piece in all its glory. Please like and subscribe, and come check out my website where you can see all my other artworks, and follow me to my Redbubble page so you can buy my merchandise. Thank you very much. I had a lot of fun making this, and I hope you guys have a great one.